Hey everybody, Matthew Minugh here, and I'm here to tell you how Gracie Jiu Jitsu has changed my life. I got 6 questions here that I'm going to answer the best that I can, and I really hope that it helps you out in case you're looking and interested in pursuing a career or just a life of Gracie Jiu Jitsu or just to protect yourself or whatever. Anyways, here's my first question. What motivated me to start my Gracie Jiu Jitsu journey? Well, the first motivation that I had was my little brother Turtle. After I graduated high school, I had moved away from my town. I came back to visit, and I used to always beat up on my little brother and wrestle him. You know, I've always been about 30 pounds heavier than him, just bigger, stronger. And he's pushed me to wrestle him, so I wrestled him. And man, it was just long, and it was hard, and it was grueling. And I gotta shut this door. It's whatever. Anyways, so we're wrestling, it's hard, it's long, it's grueling, and he gets me in this lock with my arm, and I remember just having to verbally tap, and it was pretty cool. I was really impressed, but at the time I wasn't living in town, I was living in Montana, and so we fast forward a little bit. I moved back to town about a year later, and my little brother says, "Man, I just found this MMA team I've been training at for about a month or 2 months. You should come in, you should work out." So I was like, "Alright bro, yeah, I'll go ahead and try that." And we go into this MMA team, I mean, we're just running and we're punching bags and we're kicking stuff and we're just going at it. But I remember when they wanted to live roll, they went with my little brother, and in this gym there's Brian Morrow, who owns it's a karate gym. He's a black belt and some kind of karate. And then there's a couple wrestler guys out of the high school, and they're all bigger and stronger than my brother. But when it came to the live rolling, he started rolling with them, and they just, every time I look at this camera, you gotta bear with me here a little bit because I'm not used to talking to a camera. I'm used to someone being right there. So bear with me a little. But anyways, so my little brother would roll with these guys, and I just couldn't believe it, but they would be so intense and get in there and just get him. And he would tap them out over and over and over again. And I remember I was like, man, jiu-jitsu, that's the stuff to learn, you know. That's what I need to focus on right there. So I go home, and after a little while, I'm looking up on the internet and I'm looking up jiu-jitsu, and I start noticing the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu at the Gracie Academy popping up. So I click on it, you know, and I watch the intro class to the combatives course, and I see some more videos on YouTube of Henner and Hedon and whatnot, and the Gracie breakdowns, and I was just like, man, look at these guys. They really know what they're talking about. This is something they're passionate about. Look at how these guys love this, you know. And I was like, man, there's only a couple things that I've been so passionate about, you know. And just the way that I seen how not just these two guys, but their entire family, just how dedicated they were to this, you know. I just knew that it was definitely something worth investing my time in. And so that's just a huge motivation right there. Or that's what started out me being motivated to go. Now I would just say the jiu-jitsu in itself is my motivation to keep going. It's just, you know, everything I put in life, you know, I put it on the mat too. It's like when I go and when I roll on the mat, I'm expressing myself there just as I would throughout the rest of my life. I mean, I'm expressing how, you know, I'm learning to be patient, I'm learning to be calm, I'm learning to think things through, I'm learning to use what works than what doesn't work. And, you know, all those principles, all those things transfer into life as well. So just doing the jiu-jitsu on a constant daily basis is motivation enough for me to continue and just keep going with it. Now I'll move on to the second question. With whom and where do I train? Well, I train with the MMA team Wolfpack in Clarkson, Washington at the Warbay Karate Gym under Brian Morrow owns the gym. And I train with a couple guys, Drew Whitfield, who is a 55-pound amateur champion, Diego Valverde, my little brother, there's a guy TC, Thomas, Jesse, a couple guys that have been coming in. And our training schedule is 4 days a week, which is Monday through Thursday, and we only get like an hour and a half at it. So it's not that much. But what I really like is that I'm like the most dedicated member. I would say I've shown up the most since I've started going. I'm the only one that's paid the dues the entire time. And so is give Brian, the guy that owns the place, confidence in me, and he ended up giving me a key, and he's asking me to run practice now. So it's really nice now, because now that not only do I have the Gracie Combatives and I practice it at home on my the floor or on the pillow or whatever I'm using to practice with, I get to take it into the gym now, and I get to focus more of the time on the Gracie Jiu Jitsu, which has just really elevated all of us. I swear it really has, and it's really great. And what the other great thing is that I traveled 6 hours away to Portland, Oregon, with my girlfriend and her family. We're visiting her cousins, and I looked up a Gracie gym down there, and I came across Aníbal Lobo's Jiu-Jitsu, who Aníbal is an affiliate under Pedro Sawyer, with a Pedro Sawyer affiliate, and I made some connections with him and I actually got him to come up and do a seminar in my town, which is like 6 hours away, man, and he was really impressed with the turnout that we had of all the people that showed up at the seminar, and he's offered me some wonderful opportunities. I just really wish I could capitalize on them. I've made it down back to his place a couple times, and man, he really does. He helps out. The one-on-one that I get with him is just incredible. He really does. He helps me with my breathing. I mean, he's showing me nice, calm stretches, you know what I mean? And it really is. It's really good. And so I'd like to move on to the third question now. Is how has Gracie Jiu Jitsu changed my life? And I would say, like earlier, Gracie Jiu Jitsu has changed my life because I am much more motivated now to do anything than I have been previously in my life. I mean, the last time that I could think of being more motivated must have been high school. My mother had passed away when I was young, and she just wanted us to graduate high school, so there was no way I was going to fail at doing that. That's absolutely what I was going to do, you know? And but I was kind of punk. I didn't like doing what I was told. I just barely did enough to get by, but I still was going to do it, and I was dedicated to finishing that. And with Gracie Jiu Jitsu, man, not only am I dedicated and motivated to doing my Gracie Jiu Jitsu, but the fact that I am doing that has helped me to be motivated to doing other things in my life, like raising my daughter Grace, who's almost 2 years old, or keeping my relationship steady with Veronica. We've been dating on and off for 6 years now, you know, and it really has just to keep calm, you know. I'm not insecure about myself. You know, I used to not think of myself as a very strong person or anything. I got in a fight a while back when I was like 19. I had my jaw broken, and now it's with this confidence that I have with the jiu-jitsu, I'm not looking to prove myself anymore. I have already proven myself to myself, and with the jiu-jitsu, I pretty much realized that that's all I need to do, as long as I'm okay with it, and, you know, whatever you say, man, you know, really. It's kind of, but, and physically, also, especially since I started training with Aníbal Lobo, who gave me my first gi, I have lost about 20 pounds since I started doing this. This is almost 2 years ago I got into the gym. I'd say like 8 or 9 months ago that I connected with Aníbal, and I've lost about 20 pounds, roughly. Yeah, about 20 pounds. It's pretty good. 195 to about 175, but you know, a lot of that wasn't lost until I got the gi. Because, I mean, working out with that thing is like having a sweatsuit on, man. That is intense, you know, but it's really good. And I really like the street applicability of it. I mean, before when I first started at the gym, I would train with shorts and a rash guard, a cup, a mouth guard, you know, but since, say, I met up with Aníbal, all I wear is the gi now. I don't wear a cup and I don't wear a mouth guard, and it's because I want it to be as street applicable as possible. And another way that the Gracie Jiu Jitsu has changed my life is not just the Jiu Jitsu, but the diet as well. I've really been trying to implement that. It's a little expensive and a little bit hard to come across my town. It's kind of a small town. I don't have lots of fresh foods available, lots of seasonal. Watermelon's not around right now. But I really like the coconut water, and I haven't really tried the energy sandwiches yet, but it's, man, just switching up my liquids from it has given me so much more energy in the day. It's pretty insane. It's pretty cool. Now I'm going to go ahead and move on to question number 4. What would I say to people who don't think they can do Gracie Jiu Jitsu, or people that come up with excuses on why not to? I guess, I don't know, I would just say it's not that they can't, but it's more that they won't. I mean, it just kind of reminds me of being a kid in school, you know, and asking the teacher, hey, can I use the bathroom? And the teacher say, I don't know, can you? You know, say, may I use the bathroom? Because of course you can use the bathroom. Everyone is physically able to use the bathroom. And the truth is, it's really like that with Gracie Jiu Jitsu too. You can do it. I mean, may you do it? Ask politely. I give you my permission. Go ahead. Get out there. Go try it. You're hitchhiking through my town. You want to try Gracie Jiu Jitsu? You hit me up at my email. That's mattminugh@hotmail.com. You let me know. I'll let you stay on my couch. We can get it going. I got the mats right out the Gracie store. We can throw those down and let's go. Now, I'm going to move on to question 5 now. What were my roadblocks? And how did I overcome these roadblocks in my pursuit of my Gracie Jiu Jitsu journey? Well, my very first roadblock came probably just about 3 or 4 months after I started working out with this MMA career, or the MMA gym. And I was rolling around with the wrestler Drew Whitfield, and he just, man, he popped my knee, and I'm pretty sure it was my ACL, and it didn't really hurt at the time. Like, I heard it pop, you know, and everyone heard it pop. We all stopped, and I just knew it was bad, you know, and I went and I did a little bit of research on it, and from when I had my jaw broken, I owe the hospital money, so I couldn't really go to the hospital to try to get surgery again or something. So I had to stay off that knee for a long time. I think I stayed off it for maybe like 3, 4, maybe, yeah, 4 months, I would say. And man, that was painful because I just really wanted to get back in there and really get at it. That's, you know, kind of how I am. I go to school even when I'm sick, but I really stayed off it because I just really wanted it to heal. I know that that's kind of a big injury to athletes in every sport. So I really wanted that to heal, so I just stayed off it, and it was my dedication to doing it right. I really didn't want anything to heal wrong. I realized I may be 25, I may be young, but I'm not as young as I was. So I really do know that if I need to keep good health of my body now so that it'll be good later on, which is another reason why I love the Gracie diet, man. Because the honey, all of it, man, it's good stuff. And then I would say another obstacle that I had is my isolation from any kind of accredited school or certified training center. I live in the Lewis-Clark Valley. I mean, the closest big town is Spokane. It's about 90 miles away. But I mean, we're just so far away. There's no jiu-jitsu school. There's no Brazilian jiu-jitsu, no Gracie jiu-jitsu, no Carl's jiu-jitsu anywhere around here. And so how I overcame this was that I traveled to Portland, Oregon and met up with Aníbal Lobo. And I did that. When I went over to Oregon, I went over with my girlfriend to go visit her cousins and her family. So I still took the time to pursue the jiu-jitsu outside of that without taking up too much time for my girlfriend. But that really did help me overcome it. And then I also overcame that with the Gracie Academy online, which gives you complete access to as much access as someone were to have they walk into a certified training center. So I mean, that obstacle wasn't too hard to overcome, but it's kind of a bummer because I don't constantly have a training partner. At this gym that I go to, I'm kind of the, you know, I run practices a little bit now, whatnot, and I really try to implement the Gracie Combatives program, but no one shows up as often as I do. There's not one guy who's on the same schedule as me, who's on the same pattern as me with the training. So I'm constantly, you know, I'm not trying to jump ahead of them. You know, I'm trying to, you know, keep an eye out for myself. And it's an obstacle that it's pretty tough to overcome, you know. But I just keep going at it, and I just keep watching my videos, and I keep practicing solo, and I'm getting it, you know. I'm overcoming that obstacle. It's getting really good. So I'll go ahead and move on to what is my final goal with Gracie Jiu Jitsu. on my journey. And I just say that I don't have a final goal. I don't want to finish. I don't want to stop ever, you know? It's just, so I wouldn't really have a final goal, but I have plenty of goals with my Gracie Jiu Jitsu. My first goal is to earn my blue belt and pass my blue belt test with 90% or greater, which could be the reason why I've been a little bit hesitant on it. I've had the DVDs for a while. I've gone through all of them according to schedule by myself, not necessarily with a partner, and then some with what I do at the gym. And I don't know, maybe a little bit hesitant, but I really want to get that 90%, you know, so I can move on. I would like to, after that, man, I'm drawing a blank right now. After that, I would like to get into the instructor certification program, so that way I could, man, I just want to get back to the community. You know, I'd like to get in the instructor certification program, and as I'm doing that, also progress. I know that takes up a lot of time, but also progress in my other pursuings of the belts of the Gracie Jiu Jitsu. But while I'm doing the instructor certification program, eventually I'm going to move out of this 2-bedroom apartment. You know, once we really get approved for a good spot that has a garage, I'm going to open up a Gracie garage, so that way I can definitely get it going, man. I mean, just that much closer to it. And after I do this, the instructor certification program, upon graduation, I would definitely like to open up the very first certified training center in my valley. Like I said before, there's nothing here that really gives you what the Gracie Academy can give you, and I would just, I love this place, and I would just love to give back to it, you know. And so again, I don't have a final goal. What I would say I had is an ultimate goal, and that ultimate goal would just be to teach it. You know, I want to teach the Gracie Bully Proof, so I want to give seminars, teach it to my daughter Grace as soon as she can, you know, teach it to anybody who needs to learn it, because it just really can help you out. I mean, as much as any kind of religion could, I would say, and there's no ties to it like that either, you know. That's the great thing about it, man. You can be anybody from anywhere doing anything, and you have this goal in your mind to do this. There ain't nothing stopping you, man. I mean, there really isn't. You could be an ex-convict drug addict, you know, and just, you start doing jiu-jitsu and you realize there's no need for all that other stuff in your life, man. You could be someone who has everything that you ever wanted, and then when you start jiu-jitsu, you'll realize you didn't have anything until you did the jiu-jitsu. That's how great it is, man. That's what I'm telling you, you know. And I really do. I hope that my story inspires anybody out there that is interested at all in doing Gracie Jiu Jitsu. And man, I hope I get to roll with you someday, alright? So, you guys have a good one and take care.